I have more money, more fame, and more relationships than the richest man on earth 25 years ago. Jeff Bezos' reality surpassed my imagination. And so what I help people do is allow them to see what they are.
We are talking all things success with David Meltzer. David's the co-founder of his company, the Sports One Marketing, but he formerly served as the CEO of the renowned Leigh Steinberg Sports Entertainment agency. Mission in life is to empower 1 billion people to be happy.
It's one thing to be happy yourself. It's another thing to help people be happy, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun.
Let's talk about success and how it happens. What's your theory on how people become successful based on your experience? How does success happen?
It aggregates on itself by behaviors. And so I believe in consistency as my superpower. And if you're aggregating the right behaviors consistently, aligned with, synergistic, supplementary to what you think you want, that potential that you think you want, but being open-minded, to be a hypocrite, to change your mind, to learn the lessons indicated by pain, setbacks, failures, and mistakes. What I do with it when it comes to me is determined now by values, and those values became very important later on in my life when I realized my values were out of alignment, but I still was in the pursuit of my potential.
I don't think a lot of people realize just how big their potential is. And that's one of the things that I've known from everything I've read of yours so far is that you help people see their potential. How did you help see your potential, I guess, is probably where it started.
I started to study people who surpassed my imagination. Let's take Jeff Bezos, for example. 25 years ago, believe it or not, I was more famous than Jeff Bezos. I was running Samsung's phone division. I have more money, more fame, and more relationships than the richest man on earth 25 years ago. Now, what's the difference between Dave Meltzer and Jeff Bezos? Is Jeff Bezos knew back then what I know today about limitations, meaning if I was in his garage 25 years ago and he was selling books online out of his garage, and Jeff Bezos said to Dave Meltzer, "Hey, Dave Meltzer, you're connected, you're famous, and you're rich. Give me $100,000. I'm going to be the richest man on earth and have the biggest marketplace on earth. In fact, I'm going to make over $1 trillion." David Meltzer back then, the man who creates limitations of the potential that he had, would have said, "Oh, I know I'm an optimist, Jeff. I'm actually known as a toptimist. I'm the top of the optimists. I see the glass flowing over in my life. But dude, you're high." This is Dave Meltzer 25 years ago. Jeff Bezos' reality surpassed my imagination. And so what I help people do is allow them to see what they are. You're already happy, healthy, wealthy, and worthy. Just let's figure out what you're doing to interfere and limit it. The potentials are infinite. And utilizing and studying and aligning with the relativity of time and the potential of infinite thinking and meaning, that we realize how we effectuate the activities of today, which today is the only limitation we have. Everybody on earth, it doesn't matter what country you're in, we're all relegated and limited by 24 hours. Utilize them in activities today to be efficient, effective, and statistically successful within the context of 24 hours. We then can take advantage of the unlimited future, the relative future of infinity.
Happiness. Let's discuss that subject because I think it's something that you're pretty incredible at teaching.
Yeah, so for me, that's my mission. My mission is to be happy myself, but to empower over 1 billion people to be happy. I want to empower people to empower others, 1,000 people like you, Brad, who will empower 1,000 to empower 1,000. 1,000 times 1,000 is 1,000,000. 1,000,000 times 1,000 is 1 billion. It's one thing to be happy yourself. It's another thing to help people be happy, to make a lot of money, help a lot of people, and have a lot of fun.
Love it. Now, your gratitude challenge and your 4 points of gratitude. How do people be successful with gratitude?
Gratitude is the most powerful thing you can do to change your life. The ability to have a perception that there's light, love, and lessons in everything. Whether you are a thought leader or a homeless dude on the street, that gratitude is the most powerful thing in the world.
Manifesting. How do people succeed at manifesting?
In order to get what you want rapidly and accurately, then you need to know what you want every day. If you know what you want today in a trajectory towards that unlimited future that I talked about, You take the nothingness and make it a possibility, a mathematical advantage over nothing. You then take the possibility and get another mathematical advantage, a probability. And if you know what you want and who, you then can know how by using the lenses of productivity, how productive and value am I providing, accessibility, how accessible am I to others, a community of sponsors and power sponsors, how am I accessing and receiving, but also gratitude. And if I know my what and my who, I know my possibility to a probability. When I know my how, it becomes my perspective. And to make my perspective a reality, to complete the manifestation process of getting what I want rapidly and accurately, I now can prioritize my now.
Decision making. How do we be successful at decision making? Another thing you make simplified for people.
Making decisions is within, not without. And that's where people get into trouble. So you have to understand ourselves and this idea of the 5 daily practices of when you know what you want, who you can help, and how to get it done. This prioritization is actually the tool to decision making. Why? Because if you want to make God laugh, right? You want to make God laugh, come up with a great developed plan.
Dave, it's been said the good is the enemy to great. How do you stay in great? How do you stay in that level of performance?
I'm a modern day Napoleon Hill, where I have the billionaires, the millionaires, the entrepreneurs, the celebrities, athletes, and entertainers looking for that common denominator. And I'm going to tell you, it's the secret to being great, the spirit of excellence. And the common denominator between all these people are that they have a desire to be what they must be. The great ones, they don't go the extra mile every once in a while. The good ones do. You see, the good people out there, they go the extra mile every once in a while, and then they use that event, circumstance, or experience to justify, to blame, to live in shame why they are not where they want to be, or where they want to dream to be, or where they're limiting themselves. You see, the great ones who have a desire that they must be what they can be, they go the extra mile every day.
How do we get people to level up their thinking?
And the fastest way to get to where you want to be is surround yourself with people who are already there. They can give you directions. And so for me, it's really, being more interested than interesting. Your frequency is your neighborhood. You got to live in the right neighborhood to take advantage of the options, opportunities, and touches of favor to level up.
And that's the Big Success Podcast for today. Hopefully you took a lot of notes, learned a whole bunch, and if you need to, go re-listen to it. We dropped a lot of information right there today. Big success is what it's all about. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button so you're here with us every single week on the Big Success Podcast. I'm Brad Sugars. That's BS. Big success is what we're shooting for. Check the show notes for all the links. Make sure you follow through. Keep learning. Keep coming back. Oh, and by the way, share this with any of your friends who you know are up for success. I'll see you next week on the Big Success Podcast.
You've been listening to the Big Success Podcast with the #1 business coach in the world, Brad Sugars. To learn more about how to achieve business and personal success, as well as how to level up or listen to past episodes, visit www.bradsugars.com.